Hello everyone, my name is Ya-Ting Yang. My friends call me Itchy or Yang. I was born and raised in Taiwan, and I moved to US 4 years ago for graduate school. And I want to thank you for listening or watching our first episode of Zero Generation, our podcast series. And you might be wondering, what is Zero Generation? Well, the US government has this definition that the first member of a family who acquire American citizenship as the first generation. And for those foreign individuals that finish their degree here who chose to stay in America, they are on their way to become the first generation. They are the most resilient and bravest adventurers who built their career in America starting from zero. That's why I named this podcast Zero Generation. And we will have guests that have different nationalities, different occupations, and cultural backgrounds. We want to talk about their biggest challenges and their career paths in United States. Through sharing our experience, we want to prepare people who are planning to come here for their big adventures. We also hope to help people who are still debating whether to come here or not to make your decision, to see if this is what you want to pursue. Okay, today I'm sitting with our very first guest, Mengqing Yuan, aka Mochii. We met on a movie set last year.
Yes.
Last year.
Our first feature.
Yes, first feature. And I am so happy to have you here to share your experience with us, as a foreigner living and working legally in LA.
Thank you so
That's
much
important.
for having me.
Yes. Okay. Now, Mochii, could you tell us a bit more about yourself? Like, where are you from and why are you here?
Hello, everyone. My name is Mochii. I'm from China. My Chinese name is Yuan Mengqing. I'm a production designer working in LA. I came to United States when I was 19 in 2015. This is my 9th year of being here.
Almost 10 years. Okay, so what shocked you the most when you first moved out here? Or something you even now you find very intriguing about America?
First time when I got here, it's definitely the air feels different. The color of the light feels very different.
Wait, the color of the light?
Yes. I noticed like every city's light is different.
Okay.
When I just got here, I was in San Francisco. I was doing language school in San Francisco. And San Francisco is a very foggy city.
Yep.
And when I'm back in China, I'm from Tianjin, north side of China.
Okay.
The weather is more different every season. And when I got here, feels like San Francisco most of the time is foggy, and the layout of the city is all houses inside of tall big buildings, big apartment buildings. In China where I grew up, there are a lot of big buildings. It's just all people live in small apartments. But when I just got to San Francisco, I see the foggy air and the very windy. It's very beautiful, but it's very different for me. And I'm also seeing all the houses,
the Victorian style.
Yes,
houses.
And they all look different rather than just a big industrial building. And I thought that's so beautiful, and that's pretty shocking to me. It's just such a big land, and you can see everything so widely. And the lights and the air feel so different. And then that moment, I feel wow, I'm in a different country right now. It's different from even the air I'm breathing.
I know.
So it was very fascinating first time I got here.
Definitely. Yeah. I didn't notice the light is different, but
LA
that makes
has
a lot
different
of
light
sense.
too.
Yeah.
LA's light is so bright and warm.
Yeah.
San Francisco and LA has a very different light. The city planning and the view, it's very different too.
Got it. Just the nature and the landscape is very different.
Everything I see, everything I experience, it's so foreign to me.
Which city is your favorite right now? Like, you know,
Right
in
now,
the United States.
It's Chicago.
Chicago, really?
I love Chicago.
You like windy place. Huh.
Yeah, I like cold, windy place. Where
Is
I can
Tianjin like that?
No, it's not. Tianjin has a cold winter, but it's nothing like Chicago or America. America is like everything so wide open.
Yeah.
When you walk out, you can see the road is so big. When I send picture to my parents of like here picture in America, every city they say everything in America is so big. Yeah, that's the biggest shock to me.
Yeah. And on the other note, what scared you the most in the United States? Because take myself as an example, the living expense here, I don't know about like other city in the Midwest or like the South, but LA, the living expense is so much higher than my home country. Everything is 3 times the price compared to Taiwan. So for me, I will feel like if I don't have multiple income, I might not be able to pay my rent like next month. Like, so my biggest fear might be become homeless. Because you have never seen
I thought about that too.
an Asian female as a homeless person. A lot of people, they're like 1 paycheck away from homelessness. So that is my biggest fear. And how about you? For you, like living in America, what is your biggest fear?
I totally understand the fear of being homeless here. Yeah, everything is very expensive, and especially living here as a foreigner, they ask you to pay so much money for your visa and school. You go to school, you have to pay extra. And I wouldn't be able to afford school and living here if my parents didn't help me. After graduate, like slowly, I was like very close to like no money, but I had friends here when I just graduated in 2020.
That's the hard year to graduate.
So I graduated, no job, and I spent all the money to pay my rent, still no job, and then I finally found a job, but the paycheck comes after, so I had to like borrow money from friends.
Were you living with roommates?
Yeah,
or by
I was
yourself?
living with roommates. I was borrowing rent for a month, and then slowly I just have to keep working, trying my best.
I know. I remember Googling like what can a foreigner do, and you won't be caught like by the police. You won't live like a bad record. For example, I don't think we can drive Uber, even though we have a car. I don't think we can drive Uber. Can we?
I did Postmates when I just graduated. I literally like have no job.
Yeah,
Postmates. Just staying at home every day, and I keep paying rent, super expensive rent. I feel like I have to do something, but I keep like sending my resume on one website to people, but there's literally no film shoot in LA. Yeah, so I did about 2 weeks of Postmates, but I didn't get caught.
That's
maybe
good.
I shouldn't say this.
But maybe that's okay, because for Uber and Lyft, you need to drive passengers, so it's more it's risky.
Yeah, it's risky, so I stopped doing that.
For food is fine. I mean, I babysit for dogs.
That's nice.
One of my income. Cool. And yeah, like you say, it's very different living here than living in back in China. Could you share with us that, like, what you do when you feel homesick? For me, when I feel down, I will drive to like any kind of beach just to watch the waves, because I feel like Pacific Ocean is the thing that connects America and Taiwan. So I would just go to the beach, and then I will feel better just watching the ocean. And how about you? For you, like when you feel like missing home, lonely, what will you do to make yourself feel better?
I would call my grandma. I would FaceTime my grandma and just listening. Every time when I call her, she would tell me like same thing. Sleep early, don't stay up too late, and eat well. Like every time when I call her, she would tell me the same thing. Also, when I FaceTime her, I would come back to the light. Like the light at her background and in my home, it's just different than here. So I feel like, I'm looking at my grandma in my homeland with the light and shadow and all the home decoration we had at home, and then I feel like, I can see like that when I see that image, my grandma's face, and just talking to her, how my homesick. Also, like, I always ask my grandma and my parents to send what they're eating. And
really? So they will take picture.
They take picture of what they're eating and send to me, and I just say, I want to eat that too. But that made me feel really good, like really warm. So
the time difference is hard too, right? It's 16 hours.
Yeah. So we only have a little time to talk during the day. Yeah, but that's what I would do.
I feel you.
Also hang out with more like Chinese friends, go to Chinese restaurant. That all helps. Homesick.
Yeah, but they are not as good as like the original.
Yeah.
At least for Taiwanese restaurant here, they are good, but just different from what you can have back home.
Very different. Still feels like they are opening a business in America. To make a living, to make money. But when you're back in Taiwan, and when I'm back to China, you go to a restaurant, you feel like you're going to your auntie or uncle's restaurant. They are just so friendly. It's so relaxing.
I know.
Very different feeling.
Yeah. We were talking a little bit about legal status, like, because we are, foreigner, alien. Could you tell us what route did you take to stay in America, after graduating from CalArt?
After I graduated CalArt, I did a year of the OPT. Yes, 1 year of OPT, and then I applied O1 visa.
Got it. The title will be like production design.
Yeah, production designer.
Because that's what your major was. Got it. And how long did the process take you? Like, you send out the application and you need to work with a lawyer.
Yeah. So I start preparing the beginning of the year 2021, I think. And then I got it in July.
So half year.
Yes.
Damn. Yeah. Did you stay here when you were waiting? Like when it's pending?
Yeah, I was waiting here. I think from the beginning of 2021, I did like 3 to 4 months of preparing all the documents, because there's a lot you have to prepare. You have to contact people, help you sign like recommendation letters, deal memo, and a lot of the legal stuff you have to check and then submit everything. And the regular viewing time for them is 4 months, but if you pay extra, they will do 2 months.
I heard about it, but it's quite expensive.
Yeah, 2,000.
It's a month's rent.
Yes.
I definitely heard the process, especially for getting the deal memo, it's getting harder and harder each year, and the fee. I don't know if the lawyer they're charging more or if the government is charging more, but I heard
the government is charging more.
Yeah, the fee is more and more expensive each year. So
I'm about to renew my O1 this year.
Is it every 3 years?
Yes.
I hope it's not a lot of things like paperwork again. I hope you just simply renew your driver license.
I'm using same lawyer. Hopefully, it's like shorter process. But I'm starting.
Because for you to work here legally, O1 is like the first option, like to do it.
Yeah.
Outstanding. What is the name of the full?
Outstanding freelance artist.
Yeah. So for freelancer, it's a really good option. And I'm curious that are there any times that you feel like you're not a foreigner, like not an alien anymore in America? Because for me, I'm still an alien in America, and that one time I received the jury duty letter in my mailbox, I was so excited. I was like, wow, they really saw me as one of them. They want me to serve the jury duty. I mean, eventually I didn't serve because I'm not.
We don't have to. Yeah.
But I was feeling good that to be included. So is there any particular moment that make you feel like, I live here, I work here, I'm not a total alien anymore?
That's an interesting question. I feel like most of the time I still feel like I'm a foreigner here. I guess when I meet people who is more newer than me to LA.
Like fresh off the boat.
Yes. And they will ask me, what's the experiences like to live here and work here? Especially if there's a student just came here and then they see me, wow, you're already living here and working here. And then when they ask me that, I would realize, I already went to school here and then working here. I guess I can give you some experience. So that, like when people newer ask for like suggestions, I would feel like, I do have some experience.
Like I'm a senior.
Yeah.
And the next question is a little bit more fun. How has your love life been since you moved to generally America? Like, did you meet someone at school, at work, on the street?
I met first boyfriend in America in language school.
So in San Francisco.
Yeah. And then after I moved out here, I was with I don't know if I want to say this, but I was with my second boyfriend.
Okay, second boyfriend. Okay.
He's ABC. I'm from San Francisco. We met on a film set.
Oh, damn! So he was your like set crush.
Yes.
That time. Okay. Yeah. Amazing.
And then after I moved out here in LA, I'm with my current boyfriend. Yeah. And he's a UX UI designer, and he born and raised in Wisconsin, Milwaukee.
Where is that?
Yeah, it's in Midwest.
Midwest, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
have you visited? Like
I
family?
visited. So dating Jeff is my first experience, like dating American.
Yeah.
It's very different. At first, I feel like I'm dating a foreigner, and my parents is like, you are dating a foreigner.
Yeah, who cannot speak Mandarin.
Yeah, how can we talk with him?
Yeah.
And my mom was mad at first, and my grandma is like, I will never be able to talk to him.
Yeah.
But he's very sweet. Jeff is very sweet. He wanted to FaceTime my parents and my grandma.
Did he learn a little bit like ni hao?
Yeah, and then he speak Mandarin with them, and then they are like slowly accepting him.
That's
he
nice.
even went to China with me. And then
right.
And then we had.
I bet that
fun.
was his first time.
Yeah,
right?
that was his first time going to China. I visited my hometown, spent time with my family. It was quite a new experience for him. And then when he took me to Milwaukee, his hometown is also a different experience. Like it's very different than LA. LA is more crowded, has more people, more diverse. When I go to his hometown, it's like less people there. It's more chill and relaxing.
Yeah.
People are
like
very
small
friendly.
Town.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Milwaukee.
Yeah, Milwaukee.
Yeah, I know sometimes it's hard to date somebody that's like totally different cultural background.
Yeah. But I think we are like enjoying it, like learning each other.
Yeah, that is the fun part. Yeah. But I feel like sometimes you will, like we kind of drift away from our own culture while we're like spending our time here in America. Like I find myself speak English to my dog. Like when we are alone, I speak English. And sometimes I will forget like certain Chinese characters. Like I don't use them. I haven't been using them for a long time. And I was like, how do I write 钥匙?
Yeah. Oh my God. Right now, if you
Right?
ask me to write
Right? And so I want to ask, like, what do you think is helping you to stay connected with your roots?
Writing is interesting because I write journal.
Oh,
not
nice.
like every day, but once in a while I will write in both Chinese and English. So switching.
Oh, so
I try my best, like try more to write in Chinese.
Yeah.
Because I do realize, sometimes when I talk to myself, I start to talk to myself in English.
Yes.
That's scary. I feel like I'm shifting.
Yeah.
I'm transforming. And also there's an interesting question my friend asked me. Do you dream in Chinese or dream in English? So if you start dreaming in English, that means you're more comfortable with English now. I feel like, wow.
I don't recall what
Yeah.
Do you speak English or
sometimes? I often like dream about I take Jeff back to China and then I will speak both language.
Yeah,
So I feel like I'm really in between now. I don't want to lose my Chinese part. I'm trying more like, I used to watch more like Chinese drama or TV show, reality shows, but now I feel like I don't watch as much anymore. So my Chinese, it's getting
rusted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So write more in Chinese.
It's like one of the hardest language to learn, in my opinion. So if we lose it, I will hate myself.
Yeah,
if one day I want to be able to speak Mandarin like fluently all my life. I don't want to lose it.
Definitely always like chat with your Taiwanese friends and call your parents, write in Chinese. I think that will help.
Yeah. Yes. Got
That's what I'm trying to do.
Yeah, I mean, journaling sounds very healthy. And it's funny that also here when people see you writing Mandarin, they won't understand. So it's like, it's not a secret journal, but they can read.
They can understand.
Yeah. So some people, they will think that we're here living our American dreams in like this capital of entertainment. It sounds like a good life, but they don't know that sometimes, I mean, we struggle from time to time. So could you share the worst day you had in America? Like, I don't want to scare our audience. I just want to kind of help them understand that it's not always song and dance in LA.
There are so many bad days, but I feel like I'm a very optimistic person. Same. So when something happened that day, I will feel like, really frustrated. Why am I here? But once it like passed, I will feel like, okay, let me get something to eat, or let me talk with friends, and then things will be fine.
Yeah.
I try to not remember so many bad things. Yeah. But definitely, I would tell a funny one about that.
We want a funny one.
Because I definitely experienced so many like racism on the street. Like people will say things to me, but that's not fun to talk. We all experience that. But we probably experience same thing like this one I'm going to share too. It's a funny one. When I was in San Francisco, I went to a community college for just for a little bit, 1 year. And then the first day I'm in school, that's like after language school, I'm in an actual college now. And then I registered this class. It's like 100 people in the class. And then the professor has to talk on a mic, and because the room is so crowded. It's my first day as a foreigner, and so see so many like American kids talking super fast. Because when you're in language school, everyone is foreigner. They speak English a lot slower and using like way simpler grammar and sentences you can understand better. So, but once you get to the real college, everyone talks so fast. Everyone is like very excited, first day of class. So I go inside and I sit at the very back, the very
like the corner.
Yeah, the corner. But it's first day. The professor like to say like, let everyone introduce yourself and introduce yourself and tell me where you drive from today. And she passed the mic to every student. So every student have to talk with a mic. Tell them, oh, my name is blah blah. I came from blah blah. So I think I didn't understand what the teacher was asking, where you draw from. I thought I just tried to listen the answer. Everyone saying, hi, my name is Sydney. I came from here, like Cupertino, like that's a city in San Francisco. And then I just listen the answer one by one. I said, okay. And then when it's my turn, I say, hi, my name is Mochii. I came from China. And then everyone is laughing at me. Everyone, the whole class turned their back at me. I was
so
like trying
scary.
to hide in a corner, and I don't know why they're laughing. And then I just start laughing too. I passed to the next person, and then after that, I said, why they are laughing? I think he know why I was confused, and he said, oh, you are supposed to say where you drove from. But he said, oh, I'm sure everyone think you are telling a joke.
Yeah, they must be like, this girl is funny.
But after that day, I dropped that class. I don't want to go back. I felt so embarrassed. I don't want anyone to see.
You don't want to see anyone anymore. Okay. Damn, that is hard.
Yeah, it was.
I know.
Super embarrassing.
Something so embarrassing happened. You feel like I want to just go back home. I want to just fly back wherever I'm from. I want to fly back home. So what I want to ask is, do you regret your choice? Like, have you ever thought about what your life could be if you stay in China?
I think I never regretted, because I really like it here. I feel like in LA there are so many possibilities.
Yeah.
I mean, if you live in like Beijing or Shanghai, there are big possibilities for you too. But I feel like I already choose to stay here and meet so many interesting people and experienced a lot of like surprising and fun things. I probably will experience like different things in China too, but I like challenges. So I feel like, I had those challenges and I overcame some of the challenges. So I feel like, okay, I did something, and then I feel very satisfied when I tried something new. So I'm pretty happy for
like
my choice.
you feel like you have grown, you grow like 2 times faster compared to
you
if you
definitely
stay
can grow so much faster when you're in a foreign country.
Yeah. And our very last question for you is, what advice you want to give to those people who's planning to come here, either like for studying or working, something you feel like you wish you had known before coming here, and just like talking to yourself 9 years ago. What kind of advice?
I would say, okay, before I say this, can we rewind to second question? What I scared the most in America? I know we talk about like financial, like scary things.
Yeah.
But another thing I scare me the most is the cultural difference. Like especially when you're the only foreigner in a room or in a working space, you feel like you're the only foreigner, and you get nervous, self-conscious about the way you talk, if you're gonna make mistake. I personally really scared of that, because sometimes I feel like, okay, I'm the only foreigner in my whole like crew, and I feel like if I make mistake, I feel people will think because I'm a foreigner, so I made a mistake. I always have that fear. That's always in me, and I'm keep trying to tell myself, everyone make mistake, and don't be self-conscious just because you're a foreigner. If I want to give suggestion to people who is coming here, I'm sure they will think, oh, I'm very different here with everyone else, and I don't belong here. I want to tell them like everyone is the same. Everyone come here, or even grow up here, they are here to like work hard to try to make a life here, just same as you. So don't feel like because you're a foreigner you will be self-conscious, or you think you are too different or you're not good enough. Just be confident, be comfortable, and even though you make mistakes sometimes, it's fine. We're all learning, and we're all growing, and we will be better and better.
Yeah.
Yeah, just be brave.
I know. Yeah. It's already scary enough to like being like a newbie on set, and when you are a foreigner, it's like, what if I am the first Taiwanese they meet in their whole life, and they will have this like stereotype or like I don't like that Taiwanese girl.
Yeah, I have that fear.
Yeah, that pressure is definitely heavy on any foreigner.
Yeah.
Like I totally understand. And I think that is our first episode. We finished it. Yay. So thank you so much for coming here and sharing your experience, you know, no matter the good one, the bad one. I mean, I bet if you never come to America, if you choose to stay in like Tianjin, you will never experience 100 people laughing at you in a room, right? Yeah. So some people say when you have some bad things happen to you, after a while, it's a good story.
Yes.
Yeah, so I feel like for all the people, no matter you're coming here or still trying to decide, trying to figure out whether to come or not, I hope our experience help you on that. And if you are interested in more content like this, different nationalities, different occupation, you can just hit the... I never feel like I will say this in my whole life. Hit that subscription button and the like button, so you will see more content from other friends of mine. And thank you for listening or watching this very first episode, and we hope to see you next time.
Yay. Thank you for having me.
Awesome. Cut sound.
Yeah, first episode.